Hey there, viewers, and welcome back to Planet Crowds. We're going to be disassembling my PC piece by piece for a thorough cleaning, not reinstalling a few components, doing some cable management over again, obviously, and then installing a couple of larger drives because I am out of room. So stick around and join me. Okay, so what I'm going to show you here is kind of a step-by-step again, even though I have another video showing on how to clone a hard drive. I'm going to show you again how to do this. It's pretty easy. It's not very difficult if you have Acronis True Image. I have Acronis True Image 2021. So you can do it a couple different ways with a regular PC. You can actually open up the PC, and if you have a spare SATA port, you can do it that way, but then you also have to have a power cable. With this adapter for the SSDs, it is very simple. So even if you had a mechanical hard drive in there, grab one of these for about $5 to $10. You grab these on Amazon or Newegg, usually any time of the day. And what we got here is a 2 terabyte. So I'll show you on the screen recording soon here. I have two 1 terabyte drives that I use, one for backup and one for my primary video and photo storage. So my 1 terabyte with about a 10% over provisioning set. I only have about 900 gigs, so I have 900 gigs roughly that are on it. I might have it set to 20, to be honest, 20, because I think I only have 800. Let me just double check here. So okay, 837 gigabytes, because it's not a true 1 terabyte. Just like this is not a true 2 terabyte, because there's some stuff in there that the system doesn't read and all that. So I got 837 total usable gigabytes in there, and I got about 9 gigabytes left of that 837 with a 10% over provisioning. So what we're going to do is we're going to clone that drive over to this drive, and then I have a backup of the same size, which is a 1 terabyte. We're going to go to also another 2 terabytes. So I'm going to have, instead of two 1 terabytes in there, I'm going to have two 2 terabyte drives. And my main NVMe drive on this, actually, I back that up on a different drive, so that's not a problem. That's another 1 terabyte, which is an NVMe Evo Plus. So let's get started with this. So what you're going to want to do, grab yourself a pair of scissors or a knife. Just cut this box open. Might as well do this one because we're going to do both of them. Put that away. You can set one drive aside. Let's do the famous unboxing. You got some manuals here. I never read them. And here we go. We got our drive. So nicey nice. Alright, so what we're going to do is just plug in our adapter into the drive, like so. And this other end, just plug it into a USB 3. Don't do a USB 2. USB 3.0 or higher. And it's so weird. They're actually calling them like USB 3.1 Gen 1. And I think they're even up to a 3.2 Gen 1, which is the equivalent of the 3.0 now. It's very funny. You can look that up, but engineers really mess that all up for us. So just plug it into I have a hub here, USB 3.0. So we're going to plug it into that. And then I'm going to go over to a screen recording here in just a second. All right, let's get started. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up Acronis True Image. Now, if you don't have it, I highly suggest you get it for any kind of backups. This is something people really lack in thinking about, because one day you might wake up and your PC is completely dead and there's no way to retrieve the data. Like, not just your PC is dead, because if the PC is dead, you can retrieve off the hard drive. But if the hard drive or the SSD is non-recoverable, you're going to regret not doing this. So pick yourself up Acronis True Image, install it on your computer, or if you have it, you know, on a thumb drive. You can do it that way too, but you gotta boot from the thumb drive, and then you gotta select. You gotta know which one to select. With this way, as long as it's not really your main drive, this is a lot easier. So just open up Acronis True Image. And wait just a second for this to load. So now what we're going to do here is we're going to do go down to Tools right here, and we're going to go to Clone Disk. We're going to do Automatic. Now, here's a little bit where the confusing part is. So we got disk 1 and disk 2. And I have two of the same, sort of the same drives. Now, so the way that I can kind of tell is a couple of different ways for me. This isn't always easy if you have the same size drives, because my backup is almost the same size. As you can see right down here, all right, this partition, it has one partition with this unallocated, because that was an automatic thing right here. That was set by the Samsung Magician software, and that was set automatically. But you can see they're the same on both drives. Unallocated, unallocated. Now, the way I can tell the difference is, see, this is my A drive that I'm clicked on right now. And the way I could tell is I have a separate partition, D, right here. And I also have more filled up. Now, the backup you would think should be the same size. It is, but it's compressed. So this is my B drive. So I have an A drive and a B drive. That's just the way I labeled them. So this is my backup because the compression level was at max. So I saved a little bit of space. Not much, but a little bit. Plus it says right here, you have B. So it's more like a third option or fourth option, I guess. So you could tell right here, this is A drive. So there's just multiple ways you can tell what they are. But the primary way, I will tell you, is going and looking down here. What letter does it indicate? And then open up I'll show you right here, open up your File Explorer, click on this PC, and you can see that this is A drive. So this is you can see how full it is. but I have, like I said, I have 10% over provisioning applied to it. And this is my B drive, so we're going to be replacing both of these drives with these 2 terabyte drives. Two 2 terabyte drives. So, okay, so we have A selected. We're going to go to next. Now, right now it's looking for a drive that you can select. We want an unallocated drive. It's an empty drive. It's going to have no data on it. It's brand new. So, okay. So we have not initialized, which is disk 8. See the 1.819 terabyte? That is exactly what we want. It's, like I said, you don't get that full 2 terabyte. It's a little ridiculous. I mean, that's 200 gigs that you're almost missing there. But that's the way it is. So we're going to select that. So we got our A drive, which is this grayed out one, which was disk 1. And it doesn't even select that because we selected in the prior. And Acronis is smart enough to say, well, you can't go to the same drive. So we have these options. We could pick this one. We could pick this one. But I'll tell you what, if you pick those other two, you're going to have an issue. Not necessarily with this one, but you're going to lose your backup. So if you pick this one, it's going to overwrite this stuff. It's going to overwrite your backup. Now, hopefully your computer doesn't have a problem in the meantime, and you can, you know, re-image the disk and then clone it again. But in this one, I don't even think it'll let you because it's the, well, actually it would. Or it might start or corrupt the file for the boot drive. So that's, I wish it wouldn't select stuff like that, but Acronis is pretty good. So we're going to select our 2 terabyte. We're going to hit next. And we want copy partitions without changing, because this is, yeah, it's not going to be a bootable disk, but I don't care. We just want to copy the partitions without changing. Next. Now, this is just telling you, this is like a preview. This is telling you what it looks like before. You can see right here it says before, and this is what it's going to look like after. And once you do this, it's not reversible. So, this is what it's going to be. So, we want to click proceed. Alright. I'm going to speed through this. This shouldn't take very long. But I'm going to either speed through it or cut this part out. But you just let this go, walk away for a minute, and come back. Okay, as we can see, the cloning completed successfully. And now all we have to do is click the OK button. You can exit right out of this. And now our new hard drive is complete. So you can either just disconnect. I always like to go down here and remove the drive safely. It's just a thing. Windows 10, you really don't have to do this anymore. I just like to do it. I'm kind of old school like that, but we'll just eject it. Or you could shut the computer down if you're going to install it. That works too. But that's installed now. You can disconnect this. This is ready to go in the PC now. Now, we do not have to clone, and I'm not going to clone the other one. The other one is just a backup. So when I put this new one in, we're going to do a backup anyway. So next, we're just going to take apart my PC and get that all sorted. Okay, so now we have our computer all set and back together. There is like I said, there's a few parts that I was not reinstalling. One of them was this NTX USB 2.0 hub. It just allows you to go from off the motherboard, connect your main connector, and then you can get up to 3 additional USB 3.0 lines out. Plus, you can plug in 2 USB 2.0 ports. It's magnetic, so I stuck it to the inside of the case. It worked for a while, but the main purpose on why I had this was because I had a card reader, and the card reader I'm no longer using. So, like I showed you when I took it out, so that's the card reader, but it's super slow. So the card reader reads at 2.0 speeds, which is just too slow. I have a 3.0 card reader that transfers up to 280 megabytes a second, and this is like 20-30 megabytes a second, so super slow. No longer needed. So not only did we get rid of this and dressed up the front of the case a little bit better, but it eliminated these 2 wires. So you got your 2.0, which went down to that hub. Then you got a 3.0 port, which I didn't have to hook up, but in order to use these ports, these 2 ports for the 3.0, I have to have this. But the motherboard only comes with one 3.0 connector. So then I had to add in this card so I could get another 3.0 internal adapter. So it eliminated this card too. I don't need this now. Which in turn eliminated all this wiring. So I got all this wiring, these 2 pieces, and the USB 2.0 hub. So 3 pieces of hardware, and a bunch of cabling. So it dressed up the case a lot better, cleaner wiring, less problems to happen, FYI. So now we're going to go over to the screen and I'll show you. Okay, so now that we got our 2 drives installed, so now what we're going to do is not only change the letter of this one back to A, but we got to initialize the second one. So it's our B drive. So that's the way I did it. So what we're going to do here is go up to this PC. You do a right click and go down to manage. You can get to it through the start menu down here too. And you go to disk management. Automatically it notices there's a new drive in there with nothing on it. That's okay. We're going to use GPT partition. We're going to initialize it. Now it's unallocated. Now what we're going to do is make a new simple volume. Next, we want the entire thing. Next, and we're going to call this B. Now we're going to do that. You can name it, and I'm going to name it backup. You don't have to name it anything. Actually, I kind of want it all like that, all capital out. We're going to do a quick format. Next, finish, complete. Okay, obviously it popped up with a folder. It is empty, there's nothing in it. And if we go back to this, there's our backup right there. Okay. Now we want to rename this guy for our change the drive letter and path. So we want to change that from F to A. And we want to go ahead and complete that. Okay, that's done. Now we're going to go back and change this letter. Was a D before. So we want to change this to a D. Oh, I guess it's not going to allow us. That's okay. That's just, that's not something we absolutely have to change. So that's okay. All right, so that is it. We got our C drive, our B drive, A drive. We're all great. We're half full on this, and the only thing left to do is do an Acronis restore, which I will show in a different video. All right, guys, so that wraps this up. So don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment below. Thanks for watching. Till next time, take care.